up? It's Joe Raiti from Raiti's Rides. We are here at the 2024 edition of the LA Auto Show. And guess what? We have take two of something totally redesigned, finally, from Nissan. It's this vehicle right here. This is a 2025 redesigned Nissan Murano. But before we get into this two-row, mid-size, luxury-esque crossover SUV, let's talk about what's going on here. So Murano, if you've ever wondered why the heck do they call it that, there's actually an island that has very exotic glass making. And that's where the name comes from. And that's why Nissan has always done a little bit extra when it goes with luxury. Now for 2025, if you're wondering, is the Murano really luxury-esque? You have for the first time massage seats for the driver and passenger. That to me definitely points towards that luxury side of things. Now of course there's lots of competition in the crossover SUV segment, but I think this new Murano has some really big attributes that makes it stand out from the rest of the crowd. But what I want to find out is, if you're looking for a two-row mid-size crossover SUV, do you go with the Murano? Let's go ahead, let's dive into this blue one and find out. Right off the bat, color really makes a vehicle. And even though the other color on the first video we did at the unveil was spectacular, this blue, especially under the show lights and the two-tone, is looking fantastic. Now this is a top platinum trim. You're gonna have your 3 levels of trim, SV, SL, and platinum. Up front, you're gonna notice new face, full LED headlights. Love the way they really downsized the headlight housing, really made it sleek and aerodynamic. Working our way down, signature daytime running lamps. And you'll notice that shape. This is part of that V-motion grille. And that's something that I'm glad that Nissan is sticking with, because I feel like it gives their vehicles a really nice kind of brand feel when you're looking at the whole lineup. Now on the lower portion, you'll notice the body color with our metallic blue and then some gloss black on the bottom. And then as we come across the front nose, very interesting what they did. They actually put a gloss black panel across the center here to put the Murano name. I'm actually liking that touch instead of putting badges and emblems all over the place. Working our way down, there's the center portion of that V-motion grille on the platinum trim. You are getting a little bit of bright shininess on that grille opening, the horizontal bars, the Nissan badge, and look at how sneaky they are. Hid that forward-facing camera nicely at the base of the Nissan badge. Color matched body in the center, and then we have a little bit of flat black, fully functional with a gloss black lip. My only thing is I wish they would have made the actual lip here the body color, the blue. But let me know what you think about the face of this Murano. Now as we rise up, very sleek. They really cut down on the drag numbers, the coefficient drag numbers on this thing. Underneath the hood, all new engine, all new transmission. 2-liter, inline 4, it's that VC turbo, variable compression turbo, 241 horsepower. That's like 18 more horsepower than the previous generation. And instead of a CVT, no more CVT, thank you Nissan, we have that 9-speed automatic transmission. Now as we come around the bend, of course if we have a new wrapper, you gotta have new wheels. And I am digging the style. You have these aero inserts, which look fantastic. The machine aluminum, all this is aluminum. The black with the metallic gunmetal gray, absolutely stunning wheel. This is a 20-inch wheel. Looks like it's actually bigger than what it is, just because of the way that it's shaped and the actual flow as it goes and generates the flow down the side of the vehicle. And if you're wondering, well, you know, what trim can I expect this on? This is only on the platinum trim, and we do have all-wheel drive. They redamp the suspension, retune the suspension, put some active dampers on the suspension to give a more compliant, comfortable ride. And another thing I'm very happy to see, no gloss black around the fender openings, just body color. Coming down the side, you are gonna get black painted mirror caps with your LED turn signals. This one, the two-tone. You could go two-tone or you don't have to go two-tone. But like I said, with the blue, the two-tone really works. Just a little bit of bright, shiny metalwork only along the top. And I like that because It helps break up the black roof and the rest of the greenhouse from the side of the vehicle. Color matched on the door handles, and then down below that strip of gloss with a nice body indentation. That line really gives it some character from the side of the vehicle. Now, as you'll see, like with other Muranos, it's got that nice sleek slope back roof design. They flare out the trim like a steak knife into this rear quarter panel. And this quarter panel is really where it's at, because Lori's gonna kind of pivot a little bit and show you how it flows off of the door, the passenger rear doors, into the fender in the quarter panel. And you can see just that extra flare gives it a nice kind of extra sporty, muscular look without being too over the top. It's not like a hard edge. It's interesting how the Murano's kind of following this balance of not being super boxy, which seems to be very popular. The boxy look is very popular, but I think a lot of people that don't want to go ultimate box are gonna like the slicker lines of this. You have this long roof spoiler, and I'm very happy to report Nissan listened. They hid the wiper, so no exposed wiper. And this is what I'm talking about. When you don't have the exposed wiper, look at how clean and clear the rear end of the vehicle is. New signature LED lighting, these piano keys that go all the way from one side to the other. We got our Murano badge. Obviously, like I said, all-wheel drive. And then as we get down to ground level, they actually painted, instead of doing just regular flat plastic, they painted metallic gunmetal gray the lower bumper area to really give it some distinct character. But why don't we go ahead? Outside's looking good. Let me show you the inside, because that's really where they raised the bar for the Murano. All right, guys, come on in. We're inside the 2025 redesigned Murano. I know you're saying to yourself, well, Joe, I want something that just has 2 rows. I'm sick of every crossover SUV that's midsize has 3 rows. I don't have 30 kids. I don't need the 3rd row. I'm not gonna use it. I'm liking the sleek signature look of this Murano. How much is it? No official pricing yet, but like I said, you're gonna have SV, which is available front-wheel drive standard, or with all-wheel drive. If you go SL or Platinum, it's automatically all-wheel drive. And the Murano's been around for quite some time, 2003, if you could believe that. But let's see what the Murano's bringing on the upscale to the door panels. Absolutely love what they did. It's a tri-tone, so you have that light brown followed by some silver. Of course, there's gonna be ambient lighting throughout, and then you have the lighter off-white in the center. My zonk is the gloss black around the switchgear. That's gonna make a fingerprint mess, but other than that, looking good. Door pocket is large enough for 2 avocado toasts and a super large freshly made bottle of kombucha. Now, going from the door panel to the dash, there's that tri-color, really adds a lot of style. We got the Bose sound system, all soft touch material. Love this wood finish. No gloss black. The gloss black is only here. Everything else has this nice wood grain feel. Slide on in. You have an updated 12.3-inch infotainment system. Here we are at the convention center down in LA, downtown Los Angeles. Of course, you're gonna have ventilated seats, heated seats, and massage settings all together. And it's a very intuitive system here. It's not something that's going to confuse you. You have your wireless Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, the whole Google Assistant, the whole 9 yards, even your Nissan Connect. Look how nice and smooth everything is. Real volume knob. And then the other great news is that your actual AC controls the dual climate. You just touch this wood surface. So you could play with your wood, rub your wood, and actually adjust your AC, and it's got a nice haptic kick to it. Start stop button, wireless charging, even for the big iPhone 47s, 2 USB-Cs. Here's your push button for your transmission. Remember, like I said, 9-speed automatic. D mode, you have your drive mode selector switch, 2 cup holders, and I actually have a color matched water bottle to show you in that. You have a place where you could put, I would say probably 2 Twinkies. Down below, if you're trying to be healthy, this is where you got your large banana hammock. So you could actually put 5 bananas down here. Now remember, when it comes to bananas, 1 banana is actually 2 servings, and it actually is a full pass-through. So not only do you have your bananas, but you could put a bag of apples, a bag of cherries, maybe some grapes. I like grape. I am more of a red grape kind of person. Lori is a green grape person. Let me know in the comment section. Are you team Joe with red grapes? Or team Lori with the green grapes? Lori knows which one you're probably gonna choose. You're probably gonna pick Lori's just because Lori's. Anyways, moving on. I'm over it already. Soft touch with the stitching. Push this bad boy. Wow! You could actually put your dictionary in here. So you could actually put a dictionary in there. And it's one of those things that if you're trying to look up a word and you don't have your phone, you do it old school and you take out Webster's dictionary, and go through it and get the definition of your word. The seats, love the two-tone. Look at the great stitching, bolstering, full electric assist with massage. It's gonna feel really good, I promise. And then up top, you do have your panoramic roof, sunroof with a power shade. But why don't you come over here to the business end? I wanna show you behind the new wheel in this new Murano. All right, guys, business time behind the wheel. You do have, of course, your power seat controls just like the passenger side, and this is the happy button. This is the magical button that activates your massage. You got 2 memory seat settings, so if you want to let somebody borrow your Murano, you can let them. I'm 6 feet tall, and I'm gonna lower the seat down because it actually feels really good in here, very spacious. I like how high the center console is, and then the steering wheel. Normally, I'm not a big fan of this single spoke steering wheel, but it's working. The one thing I'm not a fan of, and I have to zonk, is the gloss black. Too much gloss black, it's gonna leave your Kentucky Fried Chicken fingerprints all over it. You do have paddles on the back of the wheel to go up and down the 9-speed automatic, and it is a heated steering wheel, electric tilting and telescoping wheel, and then you have that 12.3-inch digital gauge cluster, looking fantastic as always, and you could obviously bring up different things in the center there to showcase depending on what you want to have information-wise, and there's a head-up display. But let's get into the back seat area because I think you're going to be impressed by how much room there is in this Murano. All right, guys, back seat time. Look at how they did the back seat with the same great interior. You even have manual sunshades, which are nice if you want to keep the glare off your newborn baby's face. Sitting back here, I feel like a newborn baby because it's really holding me nicely. It's like I'm being swaddled in this really nice leather interior. You have the two-tone. I'm a little worried about what your kids are gonna do to the back of this seat when they're kicking it, when they're picking their nose and wiping it on it, because it's a lighter color. But for grown-ups, this looks fantastic. Back little command center, you do have AC vents, 2 USB-Cs, and 3 stages of heated seats. I have my own pocket here to where I could put 2, maybe 3 California avocados. California is the state that produces the most avocados. Little fun fact. So if you like guacamole, come to California. You get some of the best guacamole. I'll tell you that right now. Seats feel great. Love the way they did the same quality as up front for the back. And then a nice high padded armrest, 2 cup holders, and a place for some Slim Jims. But you know what? There's one more area we got to check. Let's get into the cargo area and see what we could stuff in this Murano. All right, guys, time to get in the cargo area. I love where they hid the button right above the Nissan name and the badge. You get a little bit of a chirp, and then there is your cargo space. 32.9 cubic feet of space. I do like the way they have the large nooks on both sides to where you get 2 gallons of yoo-hoo back here with no problem. The seats do a 60-40 split. What I like about it is that you just pull. Lori wanted me to do it. I'm doing it just for her. 60-40 split gives you over 60 cubic feet of space. And look at that, Lori. I didn't have to move the front seats. She always makes sure that I do that, and I did not do it, and it still worked. And then, of course, underneath the cargo floor, you do have your subwoofer and a spare. So they got you covered there as well. But I know what you want now. You're like, Joe, this is the second review of the Murano. I'm glad you did it. And listen, I'm glad that I brought it because this blue looks really fantastic. Now you're ready for the drive. We actually have that coming very soon within the next 2 months. So stay tuned. We're gonna be doing the first drive of the Murano and also the first drive of the big boy next to it, the Armada. So stay tuned for that. But let me know in the comment section what you're thinking of this Murano. Is this one that you want to jump on? Because they got rid of the CVT, they obviously made it look more modern, more substantial. Let me know down in that comment section. But if you're new to the channel, you're on your way out, hit that subscribe button. I promise you it's worthwhile. Come back for more. If you are a subscriber, thank you for being part of the Raise Rides family. We got to thank Lori. You know, she puts up with a lot of my nonsense, and she does a great job. So thank you, Lori, for all that you do. And just like always, guys, I'll see you on the next ride.